Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this TROND 8-port power strip with USB charging and a thin right angle plug. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this has 8 AC outlets, 4 USB port, 3 are USB-A and 1 is USB-C. The surge protection rating is 1440 joules. So let's look at the back here. This is made from flame retardant polycarbonate plus ABS. The power rating is 1625 watts. The USB-A output max is 2.4 amps. The USB-C output max is 3 amps. The total USB amp max is 3.4 amps or 17 watts. And then we have the dimensions on here and the weight. So it comes with a manual. So this is going to have safety things and warnings in them. You want to read it. This lists a lot of the specs that we saw in the back. Comes with a drilling template, and we have 4 screws. So let's take a look at this up close. So this is a 5-foot cord. You can see the plug here is very thin. So it's less than 3/8 of an inch thick. Looks probably around 5/16, maybe a little bit wider. This is not the best tool for measuring it, but you can see that's super thin. So when you plug this into a wall outlet, I'm guessing it will be thinner than most people's trim boards. So if you have some furniture that you want to press up against the wall, this will probably not even touch the back of the furniture. So this does come with a hook and loop tie for your cord. Here's the protector. Let's start on the bottom. We have some keyhole slots for hanging this. So you can put some screws in the wall, and that would probably line up with this here. And then you can hang it on there. It also has these ears you can fold out. So I think that's kind of a neat feature here. So you can mount it with these ears. So when you mount with these slots here, the nice thing is from the other side you can't see the screws. But one downside is it could potentially get knocked up and slip off. So if you want a more secure mounting, you can use these holes. And that way you just mark the holes and drill them, so it makes it super easy to mount. And then if you don't need them, these will obviously clip in. And then you have rubber on the bottom, so if it's sitting on a surface, it won't slide around. And then we have the specs for the USB ports. Here we have a power switch. And we have the 8 outlets, so there's 2 on these sides and 4 on the top. And then we have the USB ports. Now, these do not support fast charging in PD, so this is slow charging. So if fast charging is a requirement for you, then you won't want to use these ports, you'll want to just plug a charger in. So let me plug this in so we can try it out. It also has a flat cord here. And I will show that plugged into an outlet in a bit. Now this does have 2 lights here. The one on the left is power and the one on the right is surge protection. Now if you have this in a bedroom and those lights are bothering you, this is a very flat surface and it would be super easy to throw a little bit of tape over those. But the nice thing about this is you could potentially hide this behind a piece of furniture so you won't see it anyway. But let's plug some things into this. Here we have a monitor. So that could plug into the side here. Here's another monitor. This is a power adapter for a computer. So you wouldn't want to plug this in here because it would block this port, but we can plug it in here and it sticks off to the side. This is another power adapter. We'll plug that in here. You can see that plugs in and sticks off to this side. So if you have power bricks, you can put 4 bricks of either orientation, sideways or down, on the top here. So that makes it very convenient. Now you could potentially also stick this in the side here. That does work, but if you have the top open, I think that's probably the best option. So when you have outlets in a line, you're more likely to have them conflict with each other. So this is a very versatile configuration. Then on the side here, we have the ports for charging. So here I have an iPhone, I can plug that in. And it's actually already charged, but you can see it's getting power. So now I'll head over to my shop area and I'll show what it looks like mounted. Okay, so here it is mounted to a board, and I put 2 screws on the board, and this just slips on like that. And I measured the distance between the board and here, and it's just under 1 3/8 inches. So you could also mount it like this. So the cord comes out the top, and then we have the switch on the top there. So with those slots in the back, those are the 2 orientations. Now I'll switch to the little ears. Okay, so now I have it mounted with the little ears. So I flip those out, I mark the positions, and I put the screws right in. You could also pre-drill. And with these, you can mount this in any orientation in 360 degrees. It's very sturdy now. So I have the USB ports over here, I have the power switch here, and the cord coming out here. So if you had a television console, you could screw this permanently to the back side of it, and it's not coming off without taking out the screws. Oh, and I said there are 4 screws, and there are actually 5 screws. They do include an extra in case you lose one. Okay, so here I have a wall outlet, and I can plug this in here. So you can see that's very flat against the wall, and I have a piece of cardboard here. So I'll press that up against the trim. Now this is kind of flimsy, but you can get an idea here that if this cardboard were a piece of furniture, you can put that furniture real close up against the wall without the cord sticking out and hitting it. Now, it's probably best to at least leave some gap so air can get behind your furniture, but even at an inch, you have lots of room there. If you had a traditional plug, it would come out quite a ways, and it would get bent and just not be real safe and unsightly too. So that's the TROND 8-port power switch with USB ports and thin right angle plug. This power strip seems like a great option to go behind a media center or under a desk. You have lots of plugs in here so you can plug in your accessories. It has that thin cord, so if you have this behind furniture, it's not going to stick out. Now, while this is good to go behind furniture, I don't think this would be the best for a travel power strip because it takes a little more effort to get this in and out. And when you're in a hotel room, you really don't need that flat kind of surface there. You can just plug it straight in the wall or something. But if you have a semi-permanent installation of this is really the way to go, so you don't have to have your furniture 6 inches out from the wall and it's not snagging on those cables. Otherwise, I really like the layout of this. It makes it easy to plug things into. It has the USB ports. Now, even though this doesn't support fast charging, there are many applications where this will work well. If you have this next to your bedstand to charge your phone all night, you don't really need fast charging for that. Or if you have this behind a media center, there are accessories like Fire TV sticks and such that you can plug into this. And then we have that power switch on the other side. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.